Hi there everyone, and welcome to Game 2 against Paul Morphy and Loewenthal. The first player to score 9 wins will be victorious in the series of matches. So if you don't know, the first game was a draw between Paul Morphy and Loewenthal. So this is game number 2. This game was played in London in 1858, in July 20. So it was July 19 when they drove. And Loewenthal never managed to be victorious against Paul Morphy so far. Anyway, this time Paul Morphy is playing with the white pieces, and Paul Morphy starts the game with playing e4, e5, f4, king's gambit, bishop to c5, knight to f3, d6, c3, bishop to g4, pinning the knight, bishop to c4, bishop takes knight, queen takes bishop, knight to f6, b4, and Loewenthal played bishop to b6, defending the bishop, d3, knight from b to d7, f5, queen to e7, g4. Wow, Paul Morphy is not wasting any time, and he wants to crush his opponent. Quickly, pawn storm in the king side by Paul Morphy, h6, king to e2, not castling, of course after bishop to e3. Paul Morphy is not planning to castle, and that's a rare position actually, an interesting move by Paul Morphy. And also Loewenthal didn't castle, and he played c6, g5, attacking the knight, h takes on g5, bishop takes on g5, d5, bishop to b3, queen to d6, knight to d2, a5, b takes on a5, rook takes on a5, h4, knight to h5, and Paul Morphy played knight to f1, knight to c5, and attacking the bishop. So after knight takes bishop, you can't capture back the bishop, otherwise rook takes rook. So Paul Morphy played bishop to c2, rook to b5, threatening to play rook to b2 maybe. So defending bishop to c1 by Paul Morphy. Morphy is defending on b2. D takes on e4, d takes on e4. And it's black to move, and Loewenthal made his calculations. He thought very deeply and very hard. And he played an amazing move actually. And that move was not a bad move at all. But at first, when you saw that move, you may think that, did Loewenthal made a blunder? Or was he drunk? Well, he played rook to b2, believe it or not, offering the rook for free. Well, Paul Morphy, of course, captures the rook. So also in that position, Loewenthal was attacking the bishop, and Paul Morphy captures the rook, and Paul Morphy is a rook up. But then, can you find the follow-up moves by Loewenthal? Well, Loewenthal played knight to f4, that's check. King to e1 was played, the most accurate defensive move by Paul Morphy. Let's say if king to f2, then knight takes on e4, that's also check with the bishop. King to e1, the only move. Bishop to f2, and how to defend? The only move is queen takes on f2, knight takes queen. And white is losing the queen. This is not looking good for white. King to e1 was played in the game by Paul Morphy, the most accurate move. And then Loewenthal played knight from c to d3, that's check. Paul Morphy captures the knight. Knight takes bishop, check. King to d2, and then knight takes bishop, that's check. Attacking the king with the queen. Paul Morphy played king to c2. Well, still Paul Morphy has the exchange, and Paul Morphy has the advantage, and now Morphy is attacking the knight. We have queen to a3, defending the knight with the queen. Actually, in this position, queen to a3 was not the best move, so let's take it back. After king to c2 attacking the knight, Well, knight to c4 was the better move, but still black is losing. So let's play a few more moves. Well, as you can see, white has the advantage. White has the rook. And white is better, of course. So these are some possible moves. And in this position, white has two rooks, so we can say that white is better. White is still winning. But in the real game, Loewenthal played queen to a3, and this was a bad move. So what would you do in this position? Well, Paul Morphy played knight to d2. Loewenthal played bishop to c7. Paul Morphy played a move, and Loewenthal resigned. Well, Paul Morphy played knight to b1, attacking the queen. And black can't defend the knight. So if queen to a4, that's check. Well, black has to move the queen. But then king takes on b2. And black is losing a piece after losing the rook. This is completely dead for black. Let's play a few more moves. Let's say queen to b5, king to c1, bishop to d8, a4, queen to c5, king to c2, bishop to f6, knight to d2, and so on. Materially, this is completely losing for black. It's almost impossible for Loewenthal to win after this position against Paul Morphy. That would be a very difficult task to achieve. So that's why. After knight to b1 move by Paul Morphy, Loewenthal resigned. This was the first victory of Paul Morphy against Loewenthal in 1858. But of course, when he was only 13 years old kid, he also defeated the Hungarian chess master Loewenthal easily. But now he is 21 or 22 years old, and now Paul Morphy scores 1 point and a half, and Loewenthal only has half points because of the first draw game. And the player who scores 9 points will be victorious. And also the victorious player will get £100. That's the stake for this game. So you can imagine this game like the candidates games in our time. In order to compete with the world chess champion, you have to be the winner of the candidates. Only then you will get the chance to play with the world chess champion. And it was very similar in the 19th century of chess. You have to defeat the top players in the world, and only then you will get the chance to play with the leading player of the world. And that player was Adolf Anderssen at that time. So anyway, Paul Morphy is 1.5, and Loewenthal only has half points. And I see you guys next time in Game 3 between Loewenthal and Paul Morphy from 1858, London. So take care, and bye-bye for now.